the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with the few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us.
They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 8 o'clock. It's Monday. It is May 6th. We have passed Cinco de Mayo. We have passed May the 4th. Be with you. We are here, like, just firmly planted in May 6th, and it's got to be May. Are all the things? Did we cover all the May things that we got to say at the beginning of May?
I was so upset the other day when I realized I forgot to post my noodle-haired Timberlake.
It's gonna be May. Well, here we are. It's the Drive-In Speaker Box. I'm your host, Bo, the Boom Operator.
Slick Doggy the Grip.
And for the next hour, we're going to be talking to you about movies. It's what we do. We are going to be talking to you about box office stuff. We're going to be talking about what's coming out in theaters. We're going to be talking about dead people. We're going to be talking about living people. We're going to talk to you about movies that came out last weekend that we saw. We're going to talk about movies that are coming out in the future that we will see. That's what we do. So thanks for tuning in. We both went and saw The Fall Guy this week. We have not really discussed it with each other yet, so we're going to do that live for you guys. For those of you that are just now joining us, maybe you're downloading this podcast for the first time, maybe you're tuning into this live stream on Facebook or YouTube Live or whatever. We love Twitch. If you want to jump over on Twitch, become a member of Twitch, you can subscribe. You can follow us on Twitch. We actually start the show early. We do a little pre-show just for our Twitch viewers. It's a lot of fun. We were tuning in talking about that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're new to the program, we're just going to talk about movies. We've been doing this a really long time, and you can join in on the fun right here in the chat, right there. You can, as Vince on Twitch, our Twitch mod said, you can see a funny clip of me on Twitch, having beer shoot out of my nose. Very, very good times there. But we've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. So let's start with some news. That's what we always do at the beginning of the show. It was a week, obviously. It was Star Wars Day, May the 4th. I don't like that. I guess, when did Star Wars Day become Star Wars Day? Like, when was it official? Do we know? Like, is that a...
Probably sometime after
like the internet?
Episode 3. Because it wasn't around when the movies were still coming out.
Let's see. Okay. USA Today. USA Today reports one of the first instances of the day phrase, "May the 4th be with you," was on May 4th, 1979, when a London newspaper writer wished Margaret Thatcher, then the new Prime Minister of Britain, good luck on her first day in office. However, I don't think that we have been really making it a thing until way later. I think maybe 2011, some people are saying. It says it started organically by its fans, but now celebrated around the world in 2011, one of the first big... Okay, so maybe, let's say around 2011, because...
Yeah, that sounds...
Because now it's like Disney releases a lot of news, everybody like watches movies, it's a whole... It's a whole thing. Mark Landry says on YouTube, "I heard May the 4th be with you as a joke when I was like 10 years old, so 1992. But, I mean, we've all said it, but I'm wondering, like, when it became a media... Like, when did it get embraced?
2000s, for sure.
Yeah.
Vince says, someone says that May the 4th is the anniversary of Star Wars. No, original Star Wars was released sometime in the summer, because it was like a... summer blockbuster movie, right?
Yes, it was. Let's see here. I'm looking through. Okay, 2011, the first organized celebration of Star Wars Day took place in Toronto, Canada, at the Toronto Underground Cinema. Produced by blah, blah, blah. Festivities included original trivia game show, costume contest, celebrity judges. The second annual edition took place Friday, May 12th. And then Major League Football and baseball all started to jump in on Star Wars Day 2015. So I guess it's just been we're just going to say 2011. That's just going to be our deal. 2011. Right on. Congratulations, Star Wars Day. But that dominated a lot of the news, but that wasn't all the news. I don't like talking about a lot of Star Wars news. Did you see the one bit of news where the Lego, you know how the Lego Cinematic Universe does their things? They're wanting to make Darth Jar Jar canon?
I saw, well...
Or
Lego,
part of their canon. Lego canon.
Lego, which is like, it's all a joke, right?
Yes.
And was it that they make it canon, or that they're just going to have it like where you can have a costume?
Well, if it becomes a part of the movie, it's Lego canon, right?
Oh, in the Lego movie, not one of the games or anything. Because in the games, you can do like 200 characters and stuff when you're playing, just running around collecting your.
But that was a really good internet meme, like the Darth Jar Jar. Meme that made a lot of sense. If you're not familiar with it, the whole thing is there is a fan theory that Jar Jar Binks was actually one of the most powerful Sith Lords that was infiltrating there. Pretty cool. Let's see. Big P2213 KC on Twitch said they saw all the original movies in the theater on Saturday. That's cool. That was not happening here at our theaters.
No.
So
all we got was the episode 1 anniversary or re-release.
The 25th anniversary of episode 1 in theaters this week. We're actually going to be talking about that a little bit later in the box office report because it did pretty well. The re-release of that, which is weird because like a new generation of fans is maybe giving it a second chance. So
it's bound to have been special edition. That was saying I don't think that anywhere is allowed to show original.
Unless it's like an illegal showing.
Yeah, there's no way that they would have a film reel because those aren't getting released. Those are locked tight, never to be seen again.
So I actually have a copy of the Holy Trinity edition. And it was a thing that's passed around from people that work in the film industry. And, you know, it's not generally uploaded on certain sites. You kind of know somebody to get it. And it was a fan-created edition from all these people that worked in the film industry that were editors and audio techs and all this kind of stuff, and they were ripping audio from the Laserdiscs editions, getting as many scans from people that had bought, like, you know, the film, you know, projection film, and remastering all that and cutting out all the digital stuff and trying to make the most perfect version of it. And it's pretty good. Like, it looks pretty crispy. And I've got those on a hard drive. Actually, I've got it on 2 hard drives just in case, you know, redundancy.
That's from when like 1080 was probably tops, though.
That's true, but Star Wars and some of those older movies, I don't really want it to be more HD than that because then it starts to look like shit.
Yeah, you can probably see shadows on the Rancor and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a certain like fuzz that works. You know, you don't want things so crispy that you see like the stitch lines in Han Solo's jacket, you know, and how cheap everything was like thrown together. You know, that haze of Hollywood makes things a little bit better. But anyway, Star Wars Day just passed us, but there has been other science fiction news that wasn't just Star Wars. And did you hear about Riddick?
I did. I saw that. It's been 11 years since the last movie, Riddick.
Yes.
Came out, and this one is called Riddick Furia.
That's like his race, right?
Right, and that's supposedly that's what the plot of this is that Riddick returns to his home planet and looks for the other Furians or something like that. But haven't they established since Pitch Black that he's like the only one? Isn't that one of the
fiction?
One of the whole things of Riddick as a character is that he's like a Lobo type thing. He's just one of the last of his kind, and they can see in the dark, and they got extra strong.
Yeah, and that's why everybody's kind of afraid of him. They're like, oh, shit.
They're like, oh, he's one of these things. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just like pops a Corona and gets in a space muscle car. And
that would actually be pretty sick. Like in that one that has what's his name? Carl Urban in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just like...
Mark Landry on YouTube wants to know if Riddick is now played by Anna Taylor-Joy, since this is
she's in everything.
Furia.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I really liked the 2 Riddick movies. I never really got into the animated one.
Well, there's 3 movies.
Is there 3 movies?
There's Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and then Riddick.
I guess Riddick's the one that
a canon video game from way
I thought
back
that was an
on
animated one.
original Xbox.
Isn't there an animated one?
There probably is. I don't know. I can never get into Riddick. I've tried so many times.
I liked the first two. I thought they were good. The first one was one of those like isolation sci-fi horror movies, right? With an anti-hero. Everybody likes an anti-hero. You know, it's like, oh, I'm the bad guy, but I'm actually the good guy, but kind of still bad. Like, that's good stuff. The second one was like, hey, man, we had a $28 million production budget. We made $100 million off this movie. Let's go crazy. And then there was like spears and, you know, H.R. Geiger sets and all this kind of stuff. And it was a lot of fun. I don't really remember a whole lot about the Riddick movie, though.
Wasn't Riddick, or Pitch Black was the one where he's having to save those people on the planet. And there's like
he's the prisoner.
There's the creatures in the shadows and all
Yes.
this stuff.
Mhm.
And then Chronicles of Riddick is the one where they're in the prison, though. That's like on the planet with the sun, and they have to like
Yeah, and
they're
there's all the
climbing that.
royalty, and they got their armors, and
I thought that's the one with Carl Urban and stuff. I thought that was.
God, maybe I'm
I don't
confusing the
remember,
two.
dude. I've tried to get into it. I can't.
Well, they're making another one.
Yeah, there's another one coming out.
So yeah,
I watch them. It's just I'm not like,
and those goggles.
you know, the lore isn't that attractive.
It's like, I'm Riddick.
Yeah.
I don't know how handy that
Thanks,
was, but
Merle.
yeah, I don't know.